Big story in Action News tonight is the decision to allow gyms and fitness centers to open in Philadelphia. It'll happen Monday under very strict guidelines. And if you have trouble exercising with a mask on, you might want to think twice about taking advantage of the city's new policy, because masks will be mandatory at all times. Action News reporter Maggie Kent is live in Old City. Maggie, interesting because yesterday the city tightened up some things. Yesterday, it's loosening some things up.
Yeah, today it's loosening. As we heard, come Monday, gyms will be opening. We got that announcement at around 1 o'clock when the city held their press conference. At that very same time, gym owners were learning the news themselves. So now they're scrambling to change all of their virtual classes to back in person. And of course, they only have 4 days to do it.
I need time to kind of process this because this is out of nowhere. Grateful, but it's out of nowhere.
The announcement, a shock to gym owners like Juliet Sabella of the Wall Cycling Studio in Manayunk. Gyms and fitness centers in Philadelphia can reopen Monday.
Thankfully, a lot of us have been preparing since March for this.
The new regulations in the city of Philadelphia are as follows.
Masks will be required at all times. 6-foot distance will be required at all times. Exercise classes will have to be fewer than 10 people.
Because masks must be worn at all times, cardio will happen outdoors for exercisers at Never Give Up Training in Manayunk. Allie Cook-Jackson says class sizes will be cut in half.
No one's going to want to go to the gym if they're on top of one another. So we immediately put 6-foot circles around the studio. We call them pods, and everyone will have their own pod. We also invested in separate equipment for everybody.
Paris Fit Studios opened in Old City in January of this year. And since the pandemic, owner Noelle Davis has had to pivot to online classes.
When we open, we were class-based. However, we will not be having classes just yet, but we will be taking private one-on-ones to kind of maintain that social distancing rule.
When she does open, guests will have their temperature taken and fill out waivers detailing their behavior. Now, just yesterday, the state rolled back some guidelines when it comes to bars and restaurants outside of Philadelphia. They rolled that back to 25% capacity. And now we're hearing from Dr. Farley that gyms can reopen. Well, he says that the gyms are safer because of that 100% mask on rule at all times. That, of course, you can't follow if you're eating or drinking at a restaurant or a bar. We're live in Old City. Maggie Kent, Channel 6 Action News. Jim.
Thank you, Maggie.